Man.
You are one pathetic loser. No offense.
No, none taken.
That is right, none taken. I am Movie Moron. This is the Movie Moron podcast. I'm your host, Easton Moore.
Tristen, he's the movie moron.
Yep.
This is the Movie Moron podcast.
You right.
Please forgive Trevor. He's a few drinks in and
Please
having a good
forgive
time.
me. I am having a good time. I'm having a great time, Easton. I'm glad to be here.
And it's been a minute. So, like I said, our Trevor is here, our practical co-host,
That's me.
who is holding up our handsome Squidward.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
It's all coming together.
and then with us, as always, is our all-time guest, Tristen.
Hi.
So we should give some clarity. The reason why the episodes have been sporadic over the last month is Tristen and I have been on weekend vacation after weekend vacation after issue after issue. We just had a busy last month, and so that's why episodes have been pretty much every other week for the last month. But yeah, like I didn't even get a chance to see The Flash. Neither did Tristen. Trevor did. He was able to fit it in. But
And you know what? It's okay that you didn't see it. It really is. You didn't have to watch it. You don't need to watch it.
Yeah. We were going to watch it when we came back from vacation on Wednesday, but we were both burnt to a crisp and did not want to go step outside.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or sit in leather seats or do anything. Yeah.
Or put a shirt on for that matter.
Yeah. Yes, I didn't put a shirt on until Saturday. And so, yeah, that's why we've been a little sporadic for the last month, but we don't have anything until August. So we'll probably take a break in August, but that's
That was
about
in
it.
August.
That's when we go to our honeymoon.
Finally.
Oh, Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica me crazy.
Yeah. I don't think we'll do any. They don't have movie theaters on a resort. So,
Oh,
It'd be dope if they did.
yeah. But I don't think so.
super
Okay.
dope.
But this week, I almost said we're doing No Hard Feelings, but we are not. We are doing Wes Anderson's.
You guys can talk about No Hard Feelings if you'd like.
Yeah, we might for a second. But the movie we are doing is Asteroid City, the new Wes Anderson movie. We are all big Wes Anderson fans.
Yeah,
Kind of.
kind of.
Tristen likes one movie.
Which one?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
French Dispatch?
Or
I fell asleep.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Don't remember it.
Never mind.
Grand Budapest Hotel?
Trevor and I are
Yeah.
big fans
Yeah.
of Wes Anderson.
And you're forgetting someone.
And handsome Squidward hasn't watched any of them because he lives under the sea and they don't get movies.
Well, get him out of here then. We don't have time for him.
Okay.
He's not watching movies.
Leave, handsome Squidward.
Leave.
I brought him, but okay. Okay, but we're going to talk about this movie. So if you haven't seen it, we're going to talk spoiler free, so we don't spoil anything for you. We all watched it together, and I found out these two had no idea what was happening throughout the story because things happen, and they were like, and I'm like, this was all in the trailer, dudes. You should know that this is what the movie is about. But they
Guess who
did not.
didn't watch the trailer?
Them
Me.
two. Yeah.
Me.
I was the only one, apparently. So, yeah, general thoughts. Trevor, what did you think about Asteroid City?
Overall, I did enjoy it.
We're serious now.
Yeah, for the first 75% of the movie, I felt like it was Wes Anderson doing his own Wes Anderson trend on TikTok. The Wes Anderson aesthetic thing is happening.
He's already pointed out and stated that he is not a fan of the Wes Anderson TikTok
Really?
trend.
Well, it feels like that's what he's doing in this movie for at least the first half or 3/4 of it, in my opinion. But other than that, I think it's pretty the typical Wes Anderson style, which I'm a fan of. I feel like I didn't know that Bryan Cranston was going to be in this. I thought that was a nice surprise.
Who's that?
He was the narrator for the extra fourth dimension break.
The guy from
stuff.
Why Him.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then all the other typical Wes Anderson actors and actresses.
There's a
are in
few
this.
extras.
Scarlett Johansson, I don't think it's typically in his stuff.
That's what I was
She's
saying.
in
There's
this
a few
one.
extra.
That girl from Stranger Things.
Tom Hanks, Maya Hawke. Yeah, Tom Hanks is also in it. And
Maya Hawke did great too.
I thought so. I think all the newcomers that have not been in his typical roster did a really good job.
And the person who's always in his roster wasn't in this.
Which one?
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I
yeah.
noticed that.
I was expecting at least a cameo, and it never happened. So.
You know what? I wonder if maybe there's something where maybe he was supposed to play Tom Hanks' role, and maybe he stepped away or something like that. I could see Bill Murray filling that slot.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. There is one part of this I find.
Michael Scott, whatever. His
Oh
name
yeah,
is.
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
He did a great job too.
And he's usually not in his movies either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really went outside of his normal
bubble of actors.
Yeah, I mean, he still had them. Let's not like
Ray Fiennes wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, I thought the cast did a really splendid job fitting into his
aesthetic.
Yeah, his aesthetic and his dialogue and his writing. There is one, and Jeff Goldblum is in this, albeit briefly.
Yeah.
There is one scene I found really out of place, but I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox in a while, so maybe it's not as out of place as I think it is.
I've never seen that, so only because I'm not a stop motion animation fan.
Yeah, and I saw it when I was like a kid, like when it came out in 2000.
Is Isle of Dogs
10.
Wes Anderson?
It is.
Okay,
Mhm.
so Isle of Dogs and Fantastic Mr. Beast are the two that I haven't seen.
Okay.
Or not Fantastic Fox.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Only because I'm not a stop motion animation just usually gets to me, especially over a feature film.
And you've said it like makes you sick almost, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like the nauseous.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's usually claymation.
Sure.
Not necessarily. The claymation is the one that really gets to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just always has since I was a kid. It always made me uneasy.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't watched them. Not because I think they may be stupid or something. It's just,
right. You don't want to get sick.
I just tend to always just stay away from stop motion animation because it's always. I think like the one.
No Wallace and Gromit for you.
No Wallace or Gromit at all. I have seen one of them maybe, and it was one that made me nauseous. Chicken Run, yes.
Yeah.
Chicken Run made me nauseous. We used to watch it all the time.
So overall, I really did enjoy this pretty immensely, actually. I will say my two biggest gripes about it are, I think the story struggles to find itself between, it has the Midsummer's Night's Dream thing of like a play within a play, and like it's a play within it's a play within a play within a movie, and I think it struggles to find itself within that. That's my first biggest gripe.
I just always find a problem with that in general.
It's really hard to pull off successfully, I think.
Yeah, and I think this movie did maybe as well as you could do it.
Yeah.
But it just feels like, what's the point?
Right.
I don't understand.
And they try to like put one of the characters in your shoes, like as the audience, but I still don't think that necessarily landed.
Yeah. It's just the movie felt so much better when you were just in Asteroid City.
Yeah.
So it just was why are we trying to do this extra bit?
Mm-hmm.
When it's not entertaining. You never feel the reason of why it's there.
Right.
It's just there to take, and then it takes you out of the moment of Asteroid City, and then you're there for like 5 minutes, and then you get put back into it, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
I like this again.
Yeah.
And then you get pulled out of it again.
Right.
And it just feels unnecessary.
Yeah, I agree. And then my other big gripe about this was, in his previous works, I mean, the two that I really enjoy, Budapest Hotel and then French Dispatch, the humor is situational with a one-line delivery, and that's the quote-unquote joke. For instance, when the police come to the Grand Budapest Hotel to accuse Ray Fiennes of murdering Tilda Swinton's character, they show up, and he says, you found the Grand Duchess to be dead, and you think I did it. And then he runs, and the police chase after him, and that's a funny situation. It's a funny moment. But it's like he was worried we weren't going to get the funny bits. And because he was worried we weren't going to get the funny bits, I found myself laughing, like belly laughing, several times throughout this movie during a line only to find that the punchline was delivered while I was laughing, and then I would miss it. And so that was another thing. I think that his humor, like he wasn't sure the audience was going to get it. And so he added a punchline to whatever his joke was. So I don't know, but those are my overall. I really did enjoy this. Those are my two biggest gripes.
Tristen.
Yeah, I didn't understand any of it, and I don't really get it, and I'm just so confused. Yep.
Great. Did you enjoy any of the actors and actresses?
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. I think that the style is really funny, and I like it, and I could see myself laughing at it if I understood anything that was going on ever.
Was it the fourth wall break stuff that really broke it for you?
Like ruined it?
Yeah, that made it that much harder to understand.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because it felt like about every 10 minutes you were cutting to.
Yeah. And the play stuff really confused me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the fourth wall stuff.
Yeah, that stuff. And
because you're seeing a movie version of a play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Yeah, because he's writing and directing a play.
And even then, it presents itself as a play entirely without, but the breaks in between it like don't allow for a play. It like we said earlier, it's a really thin and narrow path to tread.
Yeah, and it's blocked really well. Like, when it does the play stuff, like the stuff that's supposed to be the person writing the play or the background crew or whatever.
Ed Norton's character.
Yeah. All of that is blocked really well to look like a play, and then it moves to a movie.
Yeah, the Asteroid City stuff.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of ironic, and maybe that's the bit, is that the black and white playwriting stuff looks like a play, and then when they are doing the play, it looks like a movie.
We should probably also preface this whole thing with this movie is incredibly existential. It's very, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah. But as always, it's also just about kids trying to figure out their feelings and how to process them. Like there's a lot of teenage stuff.
Yes.
It's all based around a science camp. That's
junior space gazers or stargazers, whatever they are.
and they play a heavy part of it. They're at least a fourth of the screen time, and the but then you do have the adult stuff that's more existential and trying to figure out what their place in life is.
There were a lot of characters.
Yeah, there were.
But I liked all of them.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody that I didn't like, I don't think. And also, I really liked the colors. Yeah, I feel like he uses those in all of his movies.
Of Asteroid City, you mean? Like the bright,
yeah, it's
like yellows and reds kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's just had a good color palette.
Yeah.
Of Arizona blue, Arizona
Yeah.
red and orange, and then also an accent of blue during a lot of it as well. So
Yeah, I liked that.
yeah. No, Wes Anderson's definitely in his bag of Wes Anderson style. He knows how to play colors well. He knows how to fill the screen with enough information to make you interested. He's like the king of blocking when it comes to shooting.
Oh, yeah.
He spends his time with the shots when he wants to, whether it is progressing the story or not. It's just to be aesthetically pleasing, and I think he just likes it. And he does all of that very well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is... I really don't know what the overall point of this movie was, because it does seem like this movie's getting a lot of mixed reviews, because it seems like because it is the most Wes Anderson of the Wes Anderson movies. I actually think maybe The French Dispatch is a little bit more of a
Wes Anderson aesthetic.
just him fully going off in the deep of just, I'm going to do my thing and have the weirdness and the comedy, but then the shot and the like. He's just a very dry humor kind of person.
Well, and kind of dry blocking. Like we've talked about the blocking quite a bit in terms of the
That's
symmetry
just a
and
buzzword
spacing,
with Wes Anderson.
Well, not even with that. I mean, like that's an actual thing. You know, there's a moment where Bryan Cranston is introducing all the players, quote unquote, in the show, and they're all very aesthetically pleasing. And when he mentions their name, their eyes like glance up in a very aesthetic way. I agree with you. I think that Wes Anderson currently maybe is kind of struggling from the Michael Jackson problem, which is where like Michael Jackson after
Like
Thriller
sleeping with kids.
My goodness, I was going to say once Thriller came out, which is one of the highest grossing albums of all time, he spent the rest of his career trying to top Thriller.
Yeah.
Well, Grand Budapest Hotel has come out, and it was an Oscar Best Picture winner. You know, it was highly praised. And since then, you know, we've gotten like things like French Dispatch. We've gotten things now like Asteroid City. I'm curious.
Are those the only movies after?
No, he's done a couple more. Those are the only ones I'm aware of. But I'm curious if he is trying to chase the success of Grand Budapest Hotel and leaning into the things that he thought people enjoyed with these last two movies.
I don't know. Like, the thing that makes Grand Budapest Hotel so good is, I mean, obviously the coloring, the acting, and the blocking, all that. Wes Anderson style is great in that. But it's that he has a very unique and interesting story.
Yes.
I do think the two movies you listed after that, French Dispatch and Asteroid City, I think have unique, fun, and interesting stories. They just don't seem to have popped off in the way that the Grand Budapest Hotel has.
Sure.
Because I had the French Dispatch at like a 4.5 on Letterboxd. I thought
I think I have it as a 5, yeah.
I really like. Now that was more of a scatterbrain story. There's a lot of stuff happening and a lot of it doesn't even look real, but I thought they were really cool, interesting stories within a story.
Right.
And maybe he just likes that dualistic double, triple meaning films, and that's what he's digging into. Because the French Dispatch was a movie about
several stories.
Well, it was about a newspaper company, then they were telling the stories of the newspaper articles through the movie.
Yes.
And this movie is about a screenwriter or a play director. I think he's not even really the director, but
there's a playwright and the director.
Yeah, but it's them. It's a movie, like the movie is showing that story, but it's also like, So maybe he's just kind of in that thing, and that's not what Grand Budapest Hotel was at all.
Right. Real quick, sorry, while you were talking, I was looking up the movies we've gotten since Grand Budapest are only Isle of Dogs and French Dispatch, and now Asteroid City.
Well,
those are the only ones we've gotten since then.
Wes Anderson did Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, Isle of Dogs also got I think not Oscar nominated.
Yeah,
good.
It got a ton of praise, and I was still working at Tripos when that movie came out, and I was really wanting to watch it, but it just the stop motion just stopped me from watching it.
And honestly,
but I'll eventually watch it.
It didn't look super appealing to look at to me.
It's also, I don't think it's supposed to.
Oh, interesting. I guess that means I need to give it a watch.
The whole entire, as far as I remember, the whole premise of the movie is a trash planet, and these dogs get thrown away.
I think it's a trash island.
Yeah,
yeah. But
and these dogs are all on this island together because they just get thrown away.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So trash. It's like Wall-E. It's not very aesthetically pleasing.
I don't
so
know
much
if
trash.
Right. Big and large, or
I'm a
by and
trash man.
large, whatever it is. I live in the trash.
I'm the trash man.
I don't know if you guys have seen Wes Anderson, any behind the scenes stuff with him, but I encourage you to look, listeners too. I encourage you to look it up. Wes Anderson, when you see him doing behind the scenes work, he talks, looks, and moves like his movies.
Oh.
Everything is very calculated. The way he talks is very like the way he writes his scripts. It's an interesting thing to see. So if you're looking for kind of a laugh, I would
Maybe
definitely
he's
check
just
it out.
living his own life, and we're just watching his stuff.
We're all a part of the Life Aquarius, which is another one of his movies.
I'm aware, but
I didn't.
That's why I said it.
oh, I started watching it, and it was not for me. So
It's definitely different, and it's early Wes. It's before he kind of found his voice, I think.
well, the first movie I watched of Wes Anderson was Moonrise Kingdom. I had no idea it was Wes Anderson. I just watched it on like AMC
Sure.
in high school.
Yeah.
And it was great. I loved it.
Good.
Not AMC, the movie theater.
It's still on my watch list. I haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom yet.
It's really good.
Good.
I like it a
I
lot.
look forward to it.
I made Tristen watch it.
I've enjoyed his stuff so far, so I'm excited.
Okay.
Okay.
Any extra thoughts for the general thoughts?
Not that I could think of.
Okay. Well, I never stated whether or not I did like it or not. I do. I found this very entertaining. I think the one gripe, which seems to be a lot of people's gripe, is the fact that it's going in and out of this play set versus movie thing, and it just doesn't translate well. I think it is just a problem of it's a very hard thing to do, and I think he did it really well with the French Dispatch, in that style, but it just didn't work as well in this. And it's not like a detriment. This makes it a bad movie. It just kind of stinks because it would have been better if we just had it from start to finish. We're just watching the first. We're just watching Asteroid City. We're just watching this movie. Whether you say it's a play or whatever, even if you just introduce it as a play and then you just play it out, like it still would have been fine. That also would have made sense with how some of the things were acted, knowing that it was a play that we're like seeing through in a movie or something. But the fact that it kept on taking you in and out of this story within a story just didn't quite work.
And I'm not really a fan. Because we've talked about how it's a play within a movie.
It's a movie within a play.
Sorry. No, it's a play within a movie.
It's a play within a movie within a play.
Whatever. We get these captions of Act 1, Scene 1 through 3. Act 1, Scenes 4 through 7.
Yeah.
Which is interesting if you're keeping track of that, but I really felt that bogged down the pace.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I had been watching it for so long already, and we still were in Act 1, scenes like 13 through 18.
Well, the first act also just is a much longer.
A long one. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
The third act was felt like 15 minutes.
Yeah. And I think the second act's fairly. I think they get shorter as they go. But anyway, that was, since you mentioned that, I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Okay, recommendation.
Yes.
No.
No, I still think it's a yes. Yeah, I think it's still a yes. I think there are definitely going to be people that aren't as on it as others. But I was laughing during several parts throughout the movie. It is very funny in its awkwardness. It's very awkward humor. And I think it plays into that very well. I know you said that you feel like it's too on the nose. I feel like with its jokes, it has to have the punchline.
Yeah.
I thought all of it was great. I was laughing when the theater was not, and I was laughing when the theater was laughing. I just thought it was a very natural, dry humor movie. And there were only us, one dude in front of us, and then two old people
Two guys
behind
us. Yeah. Who also said they enjoyed it. I talked to them a little bit
okay.
afterward.
Yeah. Well, the one guy below us walked out after.
That made me think that
act.
he had maybe seen it before, because there were only a few minutes left when he walked out.
There was another 15-ish minutes.
Oh, I didn't think so, but oh well.
I thought it was almost done, and I thought he was yeah. But no, there ended up being a decent amount left to it. But anyways, I did find the movie I did find it really funny.
Good. Me too.
Yep. You do get to see Scarlett Johansson's
You get full nude in this movie.
forewarning.
Yep.
Whether
I
that
think
makes you go or not go.
It's a little fuzzy, though, I think, right? It's not like a full, like, frontal.
No, it's full frontal.
Oh, but it's in the mirror.
Yeah, it's
That's what
mirror.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
So,
You don't see her head.
warning
And
going
it-
again.
And it could also be a double.
Right.
I'm
Anytime we
positive
don't
it
see...
is.
Say again.
Well,
Tristan.
I'm
she's
sure it is.
she's gone nude before in the movies.
Yeah,
So-
but it's through a mirror, and they purposefully aren't showing her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they talk about nude doubles in the movie.
By the way, if you hear random fireworks going off during this audio,
It is
it
June
is
2nd.
close to 4th of July. Yeah.
July 2nd. Not June 2nd.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to crack into some spoilers. If you guys are, crack that egg right open on this head.
Okay. Well, we'll take a short little break here. You can pause it if you have not seen the movie, and then come back for a spoiler part of the review, or you can just keep listening if you don't care about getting things spoiled. So, here is our short little ad. And we're back.
We're back.
After that short little break,
We need some like fun Wes Anderson movie to let people know that we're back.
you need a short little Wes Anderson movie to know that we're back.
I thought I said
What?
music. Did I not say music?
You for sure said movie.
Yeah.
I meant we need some fun little Wes Anderson music to
Well-
like.
We're gonna get canceled if we do that.
That's true. It would
Yeah.
get demonetized, so I wouldn't make 3 cents off this video.
Easton needs to be like, we're back, and then like a kind of
Well,
thing.
I also don't have a mouse because it died,
No,
so
that's
we're free balling.
are we?
Yep.
I had no idea the aliens were gonna come in this
That's
movie.
so funny. 'Cause
I-
that's literally like
I had no
No,
clue.
Timmy.
that's a staple of the trailer.
Well, which I hadn't seen. I'd only seen the poster.
Yeah.
The
The whole thing about the draw of this movie was that these people are coming to space camp, and then a alien just comes to this random ass city.
yeah, and just picks up an asteroid.
Yeah.
And poses for the camera.
He does. Yeah, that was cute. I like that.
And I actually thought the whole entire alien stuff, when I first saw it, it looked so bad.
It does look really bad.
And I thought, like, at first, I was like, I kind of don't like this.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, one, it is supposed to be a play with, like, it's supposed to be a movie version of a play. So, like, maybe they're playing into that. But also, I don't think it's fully that because Jeff Goldblum is in the suit
He's in the
later and he
costume,
doesn't look
yeah.
anything like the alien that
No.
we see. So, I kind of find it, this could just be my brain making it work, but I kind of find it as we have absolutely no idea what an alien life form could or could not look like.
Mm-hmm.
They could literally look like a G.I. Joe. Like you just,
Yeah.
like, because the alien kind of looked like it had joints and like silver finger, like,
Well, 2 clawed toes.
yeah. Like it could literally be like, it doesn't have to obey our rules of organic life form.
Yeah.
This is from a different planet or universe or galaxy. Like who knows?
Yeah.
So like I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's what they were going for, but that's how I received it. And I thought that was kind of cool how it's like, I mean, every alien life form throughout like movie history has always been, you know, either a slimy or, you know, lanky humanoid
Or just
looking
in
thing.
some kind of robot construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was like I mean, I took it as in like it almost looked like a doll figure creature thing. It's like,
Tall, lanky,
yeah,
Jeff Goldblum-y.
not Jeff Goldblum at all. But yeah, I actually thought they played that very well. Thought the saucer thing was cool. I thought everyone's reaction to it was really cool. I love the teenagers' reaction to it to tell the world.
Yeah, right. We have to get this information out.
Yeah, we have to get the information out and how the Brainiacs were able to get it out,
Yeah.
which made sense. And yeah, anti-government protocol.
Yeah. And with your discussion on the alien and the way it looked and kind of your explanation just now about how we don't know what an alien looks like, I think that does a good job, even in the movie, prompting everybody's variation on how they are experiencing the alien. Like, Woodrow's father's character goes into this like existential spiral, where he like burns his hand on a toaster.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you said, the teenagers, one of I don't remember his name, the one with the glasses. He's like the newspaper guy. I have to get this information out. Like he seems to be spearheading that. Whereas Woodrow's character, earlier he says he's Episcopalian, but then upon seeing the alien, he declares at the end, he says, "I don't believe in God," or like there is no God or something. Speaking of Woodrow, though, what did you guys think of the 3 little girls?
I thought they were funny. Yeah.
They were funny. Yeah. I agree. I think because they were young actresses, it was probably a little harder to get them to fit into the aesthetic that Wes Anderson was going for. The line delivery was great, but like they didn't feel like they fit all the time.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Whereas everybody else, is very, by the way, this is the most.
They just had more movement.
Yes.
I think is it.
I agree.
Most Wes Anderson characters have very little movement on screen.
And if there is movement, it's
very direct.
calculated.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
It has purpose.
Yes.
Whereas they were like kids.
A little more freeform.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And the way Tom Hanks' character interacted with them, I thought was very nice. And even the dialogue, I thought was very good. I was going to bring my pipe on for this podcast, and I was going to have it and like keep like tamping it down. I appreciated his minutia
Of course he did.
having the tamp to get his tobacco to stay packed and lit. That was nice. But I think that, because I guess maybe they had like plastic in the 50s, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he probably would have had a plastic stem. But yeah, no. I liked this character a lot. I liked Woodrow's father's character.
No,
quite a bit.
I think we both said we like pretty much all the characters. They were all all very unique, individual, and
Liked the little romance with Montana and the
Woodrow?
girl.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Maya Grossman.
yes.
Maya Hawke's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very
Subtle.
Yeah, and it didn't like lead to like this ultimate romance. It was just like, oh, they're flirting a little. He maybe has the hots for her.
Yeah.
That was cute.
And I thought, what was the kid's name? Dylan?
the kid that always led the
Yeah.
prayer.
No, the kid that kept on running
Oh,
away.
Dwight.
Dwight?
Dwight.
Okay.
Kid.
Yeah. He was
His little
fun.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he walked around with 2 play pistols as like a cowboy, and then was drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette with
Yeah.
the cowboys. I don't know, like there's just a lot of small stuff throughout it that makes it very comical. That I wasn't laughing out loud, but I was like, that's a really that's just funny.
Clever.
Yes. It is clever.
Like the
But she nailed Wes Anderson's aesthetic.
My Hawk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She nailed it. I think our main character, Woodrow's father,
Mm-hmm.
and her were the 2 that nailed the stillness with the line delivery and everything just perfectly for his style. And I don't know, but I was not a huge Bryan Cranston or Nolan, not Nolan, Edward Norton.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it may have just been because of the fourth wall stuff, but I just
Sure.
never
Yeah.
found them all that
I think
appealing.
mine, upon a second viewing, I would probably be inclined to agree with you.
I thought you were saying you had already seen it.
No, I was
twice.
going to say if I watched it again, I think I would be inclined to agree with you. I was more shocked because I liked Bryan Cranston. I mean, I'm a big Breaking Bad fan, so like I like Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, well, I'm a
And-
big Malcolm in the Middle fan. So.
Yeah, and so like seeing him was more of a pleasant surprise there is one moment, speaking of the humor, that I was like, that didn't need to be in
Where he
this
legitimately
movie.
broke the fourth wall.
Yes, when he steps into the scene and he's like, oh, is it not me yet?
Yeah.
And he steps out. I'm like, okay, are you trying to like show us that it's still a play? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
Because if
I
it
think
is,
it's just kind of trying to reiterate the fact that this is the screen is a movie, but
Yeah.
like this is a play.
and it doesn't really land, I think, because the movie's so calculated in when you're in the first level of play, it's black and white. And when you're within the second level, it's in color. And
he came in color.
he came in color. Yeah. And so
And even the black and white eventually like would sometimes turn to color. So
oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Tristen has a new tattoo and Demi keeps on scraping it. Let's put him down.
With this paw. I think it was a little overdone in the moment, but I did like the mantra toward the end. You know, there's a thing in here that doesn't necessarily have a payoff. It's when Ed Norton is sitting in front of the writer's class and he's talking about how all the characters are in a dream.
Yeah.
But we never actually see that happen. I don't think we do anyway.
I think it's very subtle.
Yeah.
I think it's there. I think it's everybody going nuts after the alien comes the second time.
Yeah. Well, and it also, I think that was a moment of like, these are the people I'm picking to be in my play, because almost the entire cast from Asteroid City are in that crowd.
Yeah.
But I did like the mantra of, you can't wake up if you don't go to sleep. I like that a lot. But the chanting and then Jeff Goldblum in the costume walking up with the asteroid, it was all a little too much. And I don't know what he could have done differently to make it a little more.
I just don't think it had enough impact to be that strong.
Yeah, it's like
if this was like an Inception type of movie where like there's this deep thing and rooted in there.
Yeah.
And then it's being like chanted like, oh, this is
yeah.
like this is diving deep into the whole entire story here.
Right.
Then I think it would have been justified. But it didn't seem to me all that super deep.
Sure.
And they like chanted it over and over and over. They like pressed it in. And it just didn't seem as grand or as important as what that scene made it out to be.
Yeah.
Just seemed like a cool mantra that you could have said once or twice and then
yeah, and like maybe even when they're in Asteroid City, somebody could have said, you know, maybe Tom Hanks says it to the kids or something like that. But yeah. One thing I don't know that we got a payoff for, the little realty selling the land through a pop machine. I thought that was going to have a bigger consequence to it. And I guess he does come back and Steve Carell has this little monologue of like, you're not actually buying land, you're investing in the city kind of thing.
Yeah, they just kept on going back to it.
Yeah.
And it just never felt like it was worth the time.
Yeah.
Like it should have just stayed with a bit.
Yeah.
Of like, we're selling land via
a vending machine. Yeah.
And like, that's a cool bit.
Yeah.
And just
like I got more satisfaction humorously out of, you know, Maya Hawke's character. We're talking about Maya Hawke's character a lot, and I think that's good because she did a good job. But
they're going to say the martini.
Oh no, not the martini machine, but the which I did like. I thought that was sick.
Hilarious.
But the
hey, where'd you get that martini?
The machine, yeah. No, but the Maya Hawke's character walks up to the Cowboys, and he says, Dwight, Tristen, that's his name. She shook her head, yes, everybody.
Could be watching this on YouTube.
She says something like, you guys gave him a cigarette, and they're like, he could have bought him from the vending machine for $0.25 or something like I got more payoff from that line and humor from that line than I did from the realty stuff.
Yeah. I think if anything, the only second time we should have mentioned it is the fact when all of the people were like showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe somebody bought land
Yeah.
out of the vending machine, and then they were like, "Oh man, I can already sell this land for $500."
Right.
Because people were popping up to see the alien again, and the alien showed back up. And they didn't make any note of the fact that all these other people saw this alien.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, no, no, man. I'm trying to think of other. I remember what I was going to say earlier.
How far would you guys make it in the name game?
Not far at all. Are you kidding me?
Let's try it right now.
Okay. Maya Hawke.
Are we naming actors and actresses?
I think it's just the name.
Of anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. Okay.
So I started with Maya Hawke.
Maya Hawke, John Wick.
Maya Hawke, John Wick, Sylvester Stallone.
Maya Hawke, John Wick, Sylvester Stallone, Al Pacino.
Maya Hawke, John Wick, Sylvester Stallone, Al Pacino.
Maya Hawke.
Wait, I didn't say mine.
Oh God.
Robert Pattinson.
Maya Hawke, John Wick, Sylvester Stallone. See, don't even. Yeah, I don't remember the second person you said.
That's okay.
Who's the second person I said?
See,
Was it John Wick?
No, that was the first person.
No. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. Yeah.
I got more. So in contrast to the you can't wake up if you don't fall asleep thing, I got more satisfaction out of Jason Schwartzman's character and Margot Robbie. Is that who that was?
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie having their conversation on the balconies. I got more out of that than I did that mantra scene.
Yes, because I think that was after the mantra scene, and I think it's supposed to be like, what is the point of my character? What is the point of all of this? Like, how do I act to make this feel like a complete full movie? To wrap everything up, and because you have to know your character and know its purpose.
Yeah.
To act it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. I've been thinking about it. The title in the background. There's a title for a play across the street called "Death of a Narcissist."
Yeah,
and I'm that too. Curious if that's supposed to be maybe Ed Norton's character or Jason Schwartzman's character.
Edward Norton's character dies before it premieres.
Right, but
just playing into the fact that it says "Death of a Narcissist."
As a narcissist, yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's something interesting. I've been thinking about. But anyway, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a good time. I laughed a lot, which I haven't had a good laugh in movies in a while, I feel like.
Just wait.
Oh, do you guys want to talk a little bit about, maybe you guys can talk a little bit about No Hard Feelings and I can talk a little bit about The Flash?
Let's go ahead and rate this one out.
Oh, sure.
And yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to say about
you're
movie
fine.
as a whole.
Sorry, my brain's just going.
No, it's okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do ratings here. And if I've got something else I want to say, I'll say it for my ratings.
Good. I have a 4 out of 5.
3.
That is generous, Tristen.
Thank you.
I thought you'd be at the max 2.5.
Fair.
But no, I guess I don't have much more. I think 4 as well, because I have French Dispatch at 4.5. I think I have Grand Budapest at 4.5, maybe even 5. And yeah, I did have a lot of fun with this, but it does have its issues.
Yes.
It does make me feel better that the play stuff was weird for you guys too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You thought maybe you were alone on it. Yeah. It sounds like we talked or tweeted back and forth with Jeff and Adam, and they both said the same thing.
Yeah.
And that seems to be
Josh and Adam.
Oh, I thought Jeff saw it too.
Nope.
But Josh and Adam.
Oh, Jeff did see it, but Josh was the one responding.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I thought Adam said Jeff and I.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeff and I also thought the same thing.
Oh,
I was saying.
sorry, but then Josh also responded on that thread.
But yes, I did still think it was extremely well done and a lot of and really funny. So, okay, Tristen and I can talk about No Hard Feelings real quick. Tristen, you love it, so go ahead.
Yeah, I really like it. I thought it was funny. I thought it. I had seen the trailer for it, and it's the trailer almost made me not want to see it. Like, the trailer just wasn't very appealing to me. But that, like, knowing the background of the trailer, does that make sense?
It's the trailer just I mean it tells the plot, which is a spin-off of something that's been in movies the last 30 years of someone daring, betting, getting paid to whatever to date someone. And that's
that all kind of started with Superbad, didn't it?
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Have you seen Superbad?
Yeah.
That's not Superbad at all.
Well, I know, but sorry. I'll butt out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's a classic all the way back to, I know A Walk to Remember was in 2001, I believe. And that's the most that's not comical. That's like serious rom-com, and it's really good. But I know that's been a trope, I feel like since the 80s, but nonetheless, that's what the trailer gave off, and it is. It's just a spin-off of that type. But they do play it very well to the 21st century.
Yes. And it was good. It was funny. It was nice. It was good. Yep.
You get to see Jennifer Lawrence fight 3 people completely naked the entire time, and they show everything.
Wow.
It's very weird, to be honest.
It was weird.
Just someone completely naked just beating people up.
I think that's the point.
Isn't that what
though.
people say
Yes.
about like when dudes fight dudes? It's like, if you're going to fight a dude, the first rule is to pull your pants down.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That's how the Greeks used to do it. The Olympics used to be full nude.
Good gracious.
Can't have
Anyway.
anything messing up your
Just didn't bring
aerodynamics.
up the naked people.
That's what I do.
Okay. Well,
Hey, the
anyway.
audience needs to know.
Well, do you guys recommend it?
It has a lot of language.
Yeah, no, this is rated R. I mean, like I said, you like that nude scene is like a minute long.
Wow.
Like, and it's really funny. It like almost makes it out to be like a horror scene at first, which is really funny. Like it almost, if you've seen Barbarian, that's what I felt at
funny.
the very beginning. The mother
Yeah.
that's in Barbarian, she's fully naked and she's just like preying on people. Yeah. And the way she walks up and stuff, that's what I thought of when I first saw it. So I thought it was really funny. But nonetheless, no, it is really funny. I think the story in itself is extremely far-fetched. It's not as grounded in reality as some of the others that do this style, but it just goes all out in this craziness. And it never tries, it's fine because it never tries to be serious in it.
Yeah.
Like it's meant to be outlandish and crazy from start to finish. And so I'm more inclined to be okay with it because it doesn't ground itself in reality, then be outlandish and then go back to reality, and it doesn't flip flop in its severity. It just stays crazy from start to finish. And so for that reason I'm in. And
Nice.
I do recommend it, but no, it is.
Yeah.
It starts off with language, and it has language throughout. It's got nudity throughout.
Talk about sex a lot.
Yeah, talk a lot about sex.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was about to say, there's no actual there's not a whole lot of actual sex scenes, but definitely
Right.
plays around it quite a bit.
Nice.
But then you have a full nude scene. So, okay.
Yeah.
The Flash.
Yeah. So I want to preface this whole what I'm about to say. I am a Zack Snyder trilogy fan. I love Man of Steel. I love Batman v Superman. I love the Zack Snyder Justice League. So I'm not a cultist, but I do love those movies because I think Zack Snyder does a good job paying homage to the comic book iterations of Batman. And if you want to fight me on Twitter about whether Batman kills with guns or not, I'll fight you all day. I found The Flash to be incredibly soulless and heartless. The computer graphics in the movie are terrible, all basically from start to finish. If you've watched, I don't know if you watched the trailer, I didn't see it, but Ezra Miller does play against himself. He plays another version of him from another reality, which I feel like they have a very not well thought out reason as to why he does that, especially toward the end. You do get a few surprise cameos. You get a surprise Superman. If you're a deep cut kind of person in regards to Nick Cage, you get a good Superman cameo. You get a Jay Garrick cameo, who's not really the actor that plays Jay Garrick, which is kind of interesting. And then I think, I can't remember his name now. Christopher Reeves. I think he is also in it briefly. I really dig Ben Affleck's new Batman suit. But I thought his exit to the DCEU was pretty poor. I feel like I'm just ragging on it because I'll give you a peek behind the curtain. I rated this a 1 out of 5. I think that Ezra Miller, they really just tried to make the DCEU like Marvel, and it's jokey and it's a kind of not very tight storyline. And I know this is just me ranting, but I don't recommend it. And I think it was, quite frankly, kind of terrible.
Yeah. Well, the DCEU has been terrible since they tried to make it the DCEU. That was the downfall of DC, was them trying to be Marvel. And instead of just when they do their own projects, Suicide Squad, that was their own thing.
Well, and that's why I like
received very well.
Why
Second time.
That's why I like Zack Snyder so much, is because he had this mentality of, there's a quote he said about like, where Marvel does their own thing, the MCU has their own thing going for them. We are trying to make mythological creatures and how they would operate in our time and space. And and in that quote, even, I think he even says something like, I was the only one talking like that at DC Studios.
Yeah. Well, even with the Zack Snyder movies, they were still making all the movies to make it be more than just.
They wanted to make They wanted to make a cinematic universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And since they've gone, every time they go away from that with Suicide Squad, it was really fun. Was it the best movie ever? No, but it was a lot of fun. It was great. James Gunn did great. And then you have the Batman, Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, yeah. That's a Christopher Reeves
fantastic. Great movie.
Very good.
And it's just Batman.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
And then the last one being Joker.
Yeah.
I know that was more split. Is that
Beautiful.
also Matt Reeves?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's Todd Phillips.
Okay. I just remember Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. But nonetheless, another one that that one had a little bit more split reaction.
Shouldn't have.
I agree, but there were a lot of people that were down on it.
Boo.
Now, from what I understand, and also, part of the reason I was excited to go. So and part of the reason maybe my rating is so bad, because a lot of people I know and that I respect are rating this like 3 out of 5. I went into this watching Batman 89 and then the Snyder trilogy leading into The Flash. And I know people are saying that Michael Keaton said that he had a good time and that he really enjoyed being Batman again. But compared to seeing him in Batman 89 to seeing him in The Flash, it looks so phoned in. It looks so like he was just there to collect a paycheck.
And I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure I will. but I know all of the glaring issues
Mm-hmm.
just from being online. And I just think it's really funny the fact that this movie is somehow getting a pass from all the fans for having awful CGI, a absolutely deplorable lead actor.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And why Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers is now 2 for 2. They're keeping Amber Heard and they're keeping Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Anyway, that's a whole other topic.
No, it is. And I'm
into.
just saying that it's really funny that somehow this is getting a pass from a bunch of people when it has awful CGI. And people shit on MCU for having awful CGI, which is warranted.
If you listen to our Wakanda Forever podcast, I remember specifically crapping on that CGI. This CGI is worse than that.
Well, and even Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's much more recent. But
it looks like an N64 video game.
Yeah,
is what it looks
and
like.
And so I just don't understand how this movie is somehow just we're gonna overlook the. And this movie has been in post-production for 5 years.
5 years.
I don't know if it's
So
exactly
long.
5 years, but it's close.
They've held on to it for a long time.
It was supposed to release, I think, in 2019 or 2020. So therefore, it's been in post-production since way before then.
Yeah.
And they've had time to work on it, and they just still made it look like shit. So I haven't watched it, but I just know everything. I've seen stuff, and I just don't understand why this is somehow getting the pass. But I'll watch it, and then I can either pull back or not. I can take back what I've said today, or I will just
reiterate.
Yeah, reiterate or back what I've said. So
figure it out.
Okay, well, there's an extra 10 minutes of content for you for the last week and a half of not having anything.
Yeah,
because last thing we did was Transformers.
We've been on vacation, man. We're doing stuff. We're seeing the ocean. We're in the ocean. We're getting burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
Is what we're really doing.
Yep. The sun is evil.
True that.
And we got stung too, so that's fun.
I didn't get stung.
I thought you got some jellyfish stings.
Oh.
Yeah, you for sure said that you did.
Nothing.
Not stung to serious, but I
okay.
also got stung. Yeah.
Okay, well that's it for today's episode. Next week we are doing
Indiana Jones came out.
Well, that came out this week.
We should probably do that too. We'll figure it out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But whatever is happening or whatever we're doing next week.
Insidious comes out this weekend.
Make sure to come back to us for our Oppenheimer and Barbie, double feature.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Which is a line in The Flash, by the way.
Great.
The Flash says it to himself.
Cool.
That's weird.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back next week for whatever the heck we're doing. And you guys have a good rest of your week. Goodbye, guys.
That was so fun.
Hey, moron!
You talking to me? You talking to me?
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
What an idiot!
Well, what do you expect? I'm the movie moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right! To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people! I've known sheep that could outwit you.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.